What's up everybody, it's me Sergio with Mobility Direct here for another DIY tutorial video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do an alignment on your mobility scooter. This is something that happens very rarely, but once in a while we have customers that come in, one of their tires is super bald or both of the front tires are really bald and the back tires are fine, and that's a tall tale sign that your mobility scooter needs an alignment. Now make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video, because somewhere towards the end of the video I'm going to put a hidden message on the screen, and if you spot it, it's going to give you access to an exclusive discount code only available to our viewers on this YouTube video. With that being said, let's dive right into things. So all mobility scooters typically have tie rods, just like an automobile. And I'm going to point this out here. On this scooter, which is a go-go scooter, there are these bars or rods that have threading here and here. It's one for the left front tire, one for the right front tire. Now keep in mind, alignments are only going to be performed on the front tires on all mobility scooters. Now this scooter is brand new. There's no alignment necessary, but I'm going to intentionally unalign one of the wheels to show you how to adjust the tie rods in the event that you need to. You are going to need some tools, obviously. I've got a wrench set here. You can have an adjustable wrench, whatever you need to loosen up these bolts, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so what we need to do is basically loosen up these two nuts on each side of the tie rod. Assuming this tire is not aligned and it's pointing out, meaning it's toed out, or pointing in, which is called toe in, then you need to adjust the wheel that's not aligned properly. And sometimes it could be both wheels. You could have your two front wheels kind of toed out in opposite directions or toed in, and that's going to cause your front tires to just go bald really quickly. You're also going to have a lot of other performance issues that could lead to rapid battery degradation. Your motor's going to run hot, so having an alignment's really important. Now before I start adjusting this, I do want to take the time to say thank you so much for supporting us by watching our YouTube videos. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment. I'll personally respond within one business day. And if you like what you're watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share the video. By subscribing and leaving a comment, you could also win a mobility scooter too, by the way. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my wrench set. I've got my 13mm wrench, and I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this nut right here first. Just enough to where I've got some space to work with. So you want to loosen it up so you've got some space to work with, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. I'm also going to loosen up this one over here. There we go. So now the tie rod is loose. These nuts, when they're pressed up against the opposite ends, they're going to tighten up and keep that tie rod put in place so it's not going to rotate. Now let's say you rotate this tie rod towards you. From my direction, that would be clockwise. You're going to notice these tires start to move. Now I'm going to lock the steering so that we know it's straight, and I'm going to also lift the front of the scooter so you can see the wheels moving. All right, now I've got a scooter jack here, and I'm just going to raise everything up so that the wheels are floating. Now I can adjust the tie rod, and you're going to see this wheel moving freely without the weight of the scooter holding it down, getting in my way. Again, this is just for demonstration purposes. This scooter was completely aligned to begin with. But if I start to spin this tie rod, pay attention to this wheel, okay? Okay, now as we back away from the camera, this is what's called your wheel being toed in, okay? Clearly it's crooked. This wheel looks straight. This wheel is toed in significantly. And if you were to start going, your tire is gonna go bald on this side real quick. And it's just gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel like your scooter's trying to turn to the left when you're trying to go straight. So what you need to do is basically just loosen up the nuts like we did and adjust it until you're back in the aligned position. Get it so that it's perfectly aligned, or as close to it as possible. It's never going to be perfect down to the 1/100th of an inch. You want to be kind of within 1/8 of an inch or 1/16th of an inch, as close to being perfectly aligned as possible. Obviously, one thing would be to just visually do it, and once you feel like it's where it needs to be, you can tighten things back up. I think I need to toe out just a little bit more, and that'll be great. Now once you have it aligned, just tighten up these nuts again, and you want to make sure you're going in the right direction. So this one's going to go counterclockwise from my point of view, depending on where you're looking. Tighten it up just a little bit at first, and then this one, you want to lock up too. Before you go too hard as far as tightening these things up, just get them finger tight at first so they're not working against each other as you go to tighten them up. Now in this case, this body panel is kind of in the way, and you may need to actually disassemble your scooter's body panel depending on which model you have. It's sometimes not possible to do this without disassembling body panels. Keep that in mind. In this case it is, which is very convenient, but I'll show you some other models on the screen where you're going to actually need to disassemble a lot of the scooter's body to access those tie rods or single tie rod. There we go. The alignment's back. Now let's take it off the jack and test something out real quick. All right, now if you're really not sure, and if you have a scooter where the back two wheels are not the same distance apart from the front two wheels, one thing you can do is get the middle point of your scooter's frame. Okay, I can kind of see there's a little crease or a little line right here in the middle. So I'm going to put my measuring tape there, and I'm going to see how far it is from the middle of the frame to the middle of the tire's tread here, and which is 9 inches if you're looking at my measuring tape. It's about 9 inches. So really what you just want to make sure is that the distance from here to over here, the middle of the tread on the right tire, is also 9 inches, right? That would pretty much indicate that you're perfectly straight. So let's check it out. On this side, we are a little bit off. I think we need to toe out about 1/8 of an inch. It's a good thing I caught that. Well, obviously the center part of the frame is centered, so that could be a great starting point to know where the exact center is, and you want the distance between the middle treading here to the center on the left and the right side, vice versa, to be exactly the same. So I'm actually going to toe this out about 1/8 of an inch. But I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. Just enough to toe it out a little bit. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna measure one more time. I toed it out what I think was about 1/8 of an inch. All right, now I'm gonna measure. Should be at 9 inches to the center. So there's that center line. 9 inches, we're still out a little bit here. So I'm gonna continue to toe out. And that looks to me like it's about 9 inches. So 9 inches here and about 9 inches here. Now I can tighten this up knowing that everything is about where it should be. I'm gonna go finger tight at first. There we go. All right, now we're nice and tight. And just visually, if we back away, it really does look like the tires are perfectly aligned at this point. So I'm confident that it's going to perform optimally. All right, folks, well, hopefully you've learned a thing or two about how to check your scooter's alignment, how to do an alignment adjustment. Keep in mind, all scooters are different, and not everyone's confidence level and experience with doing these types of things are the same. If you don't feel too confident doing this on your own, it's totally okay to reach out to us. If you're local and you're one of our customers, we'd be glad to do an alignment for you. And if you're not local to us or you didn't buy it from us, you should be able to contact your dealer and they should be able to do an alignment job for you, no problem. Especially if they're accredited and licensed like us. We have repair technicians on staff that are highly trained to be able to do these things. And we sell OEM replacement parts. So if you need new tires, give us a call. We'll sell it to you at a great price. We'll answer any questions that you may have. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of DIY tutorial videos. Not only that, we have review videos, comparison videos, and travel documentaries where we show you what it's like to go on a cruise, an airplane, bus, train, the mall, the movie theater, museums, all with a mobility scooter, showing you what it's like to get out and do more with the mobility scooter, which is what it's all about. Not only that, folks, did you know that we do giveaways all the time? We give back to the disabled community in ways that no other dealer can compete with. We do a community donation program where we give away mobility scooters to people in need. Some of these folks are homeless or just struggling to get around with a cane, a walker, or a beat-up manual wheelchair. We show up and we gift them a free mobility scooter. We even record it with video cameras and put it on our YouTube channel. So check that out. And if you want to be part of that movement, consider shopping with us at Mobility Direct. Like I said, part of every sale goes towards funding our next giveaway. Together, we can make a difference, folks, one mobility device at a time. Again, I'm Sergio with Mobility Direct. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, everyone, have a great day.